a lot of things have been happening. I can't believe that we're already sitting in October. I'm very excited to reflect back on how this year has went. And I wanted to share with you a lot of my own learnings, what I feel has brought me through this year, what I'm looking forward for the next year and the coming few months. When we started planning for this year, there were a lot of ambitions, a lot of new things that we wanted to do. And I think this has been a very big deal maker. I remember sitting down with my team. I remember sitting down with Rabia and we had chalked out things that I wanted to do this year and the number of books we wanted to publish, the number of calls we wanted to do, so many newer things. And I am glad that we have tried to stay on track for most of the things. So far, we've been able to publish, I think, 30 plus books. We've drastically up our game when it comes to producing premium books for artists, collectible books. We've grown the business quite a bit in terms of the offerings we are doing, in terms of how we are getting crafty. I like that approach because I've been in a place where I wanted to run a business, but ready to share your art with the world? Well, Arts to Hearts Project is excited to announce its new monthly international call for art. This call for art is for their third edition of the Collectible Artist Flipbook. What's even more exciting, this opportunity is open to all genders, happens only a few times a year. The theme is portrait and is open to interpretations. Want to join in before this goes away? Go to www.arts2heartsproject.com and submit now. We'll be back today. It just the way traditional businesses, the aggression there is, and how one runs that, it just didn't speak to me as much. So, I kept on saying to myself, this year, I'm going to do it with love. Whatever I do, I will do it with love. Two of my colleagues and my teammates from Arts to Hearts Project had their children. So that was very exciting. It was also a huge transition phase for us because I wanted to support them as much as I can, and also how the business can support them. But also in the meanwhile, we keep on doing the things we need to do. The first few months were very slow. First half of the year was very slow. Actually, it wasn't only for us. I know it was for a lot of people. But I just keep telling myself that, there's going to be a slower time. There's going to be a better time. Some months are better than the others. Some months are worse than the others. And if I can get through the good ones, I can also get through the bad ones. I have also realized that I don't want to push too much. I like surrendering in the sense of knowing that, okay, this is what I want, but I'm not going to lose myself over it. That I'm not going to feel like a failure if I don't go through that, but I'm going to give my best to be able to reach to that point. And I think that has been extremely important for me. We did quite a few new titles like the Creative Process book, an experiment we wanted to try and see how it is received by our artists, by our collectors and art lovers. We did the 100 Emerging Artworks, 100 Emerging Artists. I think these two titles are so interesting. As year on year, we are doing these series. I feel the value we've been able to add to artists' career, how so many people want to be a part of these projects because the value they bring. We've also worked very hard on being able to promote our artists well. We've expanded our team so that, we can cater to artist queries, to being able to create more better content for them, from interviews. Interview team has gone, podcast, scheduling, how we can inculcate our artists from the podcast side to it. A lot of those things we've been intentional about how we can give. A number one thing I've been kept on asking myself, how do we give artists more and more? How can we make this a no-brainer for artists? I understand the submission fee artists put in. I want to make sure that every penny spent, like they get way more than any penny that they spend with us. And, we always try to push out unique content about them, promote them through our books, through our platforms. I'm going to focus a lot more actually on the 2025 also, which is increasing the distribution of our books. This year, we We've expanded all our books to Barnes and Noble. Next year, I'm hoping that we will expand to more stores worldwide, different, bookstores, which is very exciting because I know when I started, I never knew this could be possible for me. I didn't even know if I would be doing this. Like, I didn't even have an idea I could be doing this myself because I couldn't place myself in a book. I couldn't even imagine there was a book, let alone making one for others. And I think that is the beauty of life. Sometimes when we surrender to God, just let things happen while giving our best. I think that is extremely important. Artstars project has grown in ways that I'm very, very grateful for. I really love the community. I love the work that we do. I love my team. I spend a lot of time with them, and that is something that I'm truly excited about also in the future. I hope we can do something that in the long run, really artists feel like, oh my God, the work we did was something that that made a difference in their lives. And we put a lot of effort in our work, knowing that while we grow, every artist that we work with grows with us. So the growth is not only ours. I know that a big dedication for me is knowing that if we continue to grow, our artists continue to grow with us. That is extremely important to me. To be honest, it's running a business can get a lot messier. It can get utterly confusing a lot of times. Like I remember in the beginning of the year, the market was extremely slow. We were barely able to get to our expenses. We were not able to attract a lot of artists. We were still we were really experimenting, pushing things, but very few things were actually working. And we really had to sit through that moment and believe that, okay, we'll keep trying whatever works. There will be something, or it will get better some day or the other that really works. Today, when I look back at the 4 or 5 years of compounding of how Arts to Arts came to life, I feel like we were just this tiny, it was just me in the blog and everything. And now then, we produce from one book every 2 or 3 months to 2 books every month, and so many other projects, Women in Arts, Open Call for Artists, promotions for artists, working on back-end on collaborations, reaching out to artists, working with curators and galleries. Oh my goodness, sometimes I don't even realize. And that is the point. Sometimes we think we're not doing enough, or this action is so insignificant and small that it will maybe not compound into something. But I don't think that's true. I think a lot of success is those small actions that we move towards and move forward with. And I think that is extremely important. I really want this podcast also to evolve into something. I don't know how that will happen. I do like the interviews. I still want to do them. But I also realized holding the podcast, the team, my own art practice, the other businesses, a lot of things on my plate sometimes can get too much. And recording really blocks my calendar a lot of times. And I've been doing it for quite some time now. And I feel like maybe I could create a bit more space for something else, even in the podcast. I've been actually hoping to start the Modern Maharani podcast, which is my art focus. And I feel like that is something that I'm truly, truly very, very excited about. Hopefully, I will start today now after this podcast. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I've been putting it out for so long. I've just not been able to do it. But I know I will get there. I know I will get there. Yeah, so 2024, looking back, has been a mix of lows and highs. I think it has been an year where you just, those little movements, you just sail through it. And that's what I've been always focusing about. How do we just get through this day, this month, and make small progress? I think I've become a person all about small, little progress, everyday progress, nothing big, nothing small, just everyday small progress. And I think that's extremely important to me because I know that all I care about is just being consistent, keeping at it, and evolving as I grow, and being able to share support with my own team, with our artists, and to be able to make all of our efforts worth while we all enjoy it. Yeah, I think that's the goal of it. And I'm very excited to see what the next 3 months, the end of this year, bring for us. I plan to take a leave at the end of the year, and I want that to happen for all my teammates. And before that, I want all of us to work really hard, to put our best, to have fun, to play, and to experiment. I think that is why we create. And we all love the work we do. We love creating the content, the books, all of those things. This year, we also started the Arts to Arts Club membership. In the previous episode, you must have seen an insight with Sarah. The goal for the next year, I want the membership to grow better. I want the podcast to grow better, to become more valuable. I'm all ears if you have feedbacks. What Arts to Arts has been for you. If you've listened to us, you've been published in our books, been a membership, or whatever. If you have any feedback, or if you want to send a word of encouragement, I think the goal is to keep having a conversation. And yeah, that is a quick update from me for everything that's been happening. Can't wait to see what happens the next few months and the next few years.